Hey guys, Gungnir here. Okay, we did all that. Cool. Just want to say myself, I'm really sorry. We're gonna try episode 1 again, and here we go with Katawa Shoujo, episode 1.
You know, I actually haven't said anything, so it makes it sound like you're by yourself. Because playing dating sims by yourself is depressing, but playing it with friends is apparently inherently hilarious.
Apparently.
Okay, so
So I'm gonna be voicing Hisao, the main character, along with the little narrations like this.
And I'm going to be voicing everybody else.
He's gonna be everyone else, so I'm not talking to myself sometimes. It'd be really awkward if I was. Man, that'd be weird. But anyway, it's gonna be fun, so let's start. First, we'll let Merric get comfortable.
I like to numb.
Give him a few seconds. Wow, sounds like you're constipated there, buddy. You didn't sit this
I am
one
not
out.
constipated. Dude, my legs have been frigging... Okay,
All
we
right.
have spent the last, frigging 20 minutes getting Camp Studio work. Did a recording. That recording failed. Now we finally have this again.
Yep.
On the
Good.
plus side, maybe we won't screw up the speech so much.
Yeah, hopefully. Alright, because we were illiterate last time, so let's actually do this.
Alright.
Katawa Shoujo, Part 1.
Action.
A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing over a pile of kindling. I breathe until my cupped hands rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way it shows a bit of initiative. I ponder the meaning of the note, and the snowfall gradually thickens. Snowflakes silently falling from the pure white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like passes slow to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind.
So, you came? Oh man, level 29. Oh, sorry, I'm playing Pokemon during this. Okay, let's just continue.
Okay. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
Then I wonder, why the hell can any sort of, evolution of freaking sheep... What the hell's the sheep's name again?
It's a Merric.
Why the heck can any incarnation of Merric learn Confuse Ray? That is what I was wondering.
God.
Then I proceeded to leave this forest, go back home, and play Pokemon all day.
Oh,
Just continue before I
I'm
start
going to hit you. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it! I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic.
Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. Senpai.
By the way, we're playing past the microphone here. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried.
Not a good omen.
Not at all. Oh, red stuff. Oh, yeah.
bum.
You're gonna die. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself.
Dude, I just pictured that happening by the way, your heart ripping out and grabbing the girl, like, mine, and plus back.
That'd be weird, man. Anyway, aside from our musings. So, here we are. Out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. Of course, she's wearing a skirt, so it's kind of obvious. And as it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. God damn it, you stop this! I'm trying to be calm during this reading.
For those who aren't with us right now, like everybody who's watching this, I was
Yep.
twirling my finger through
Like
my
a-
hair.
Like a girl.
Like, Iwanago!
Iwanaku! My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force out a word if I tried.
You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me.
I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they haven't stretched beyond the breaking point.
Isao.
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms.
Isao.
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror.
Isao!
First of all, I wondered how the hell Iwanako's voice suddenly became very manly in sound. But then I realized that the beating in my chest suddenly stopped and I got weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all of these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help.
Help!
And I need your help! And the incessant clatter of the branches above. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh man, this is where the awesome opening scene
Yeah,
takes
here
place.
we go. Now you can actually explain this.
Yes, this is, in case you couldn't tell, Katawa Shoujo, which you should be able to tell.
Katawa Shoujo.
However, it is Japanese. It is a visual novel game, of which makes many a gamer shudder with disgust. But
Yeah.
basically, it is, yes, a dating sim.
Yeah.
However, it is unlike many others, and I've only played like about an hour and 8 minutes of it, and I've gotten to, I think, like the third day or something like that. So I'm about as far as like someone who hasn't played the game very much. So I'm kind of blind at this as well. Speaking of, dinner's in 16 minutes. So after this episode, we still have to do that.
Yeah, I know. We're at 437 seconds plus.
All right.
Now, so.
Yeah, we should be able to get to where we ended it last time, no problem.
Yeah, really.
Basically, I sort of have an idea in my head of how I want things to go. So, yeah. By the way, Mike Annell's art is really good because I believe he was I just read that he was an animation person, but I've seen some of his work before, non-porn related, thankfully. Okay, I don't know how I was going to continue that.
I don't know what you.
Anyway, but basically his art's really good. I love the art for this game. I love the writing for this game, and I like this game in general. It's like a book, only you don't have to imagine things. And here you go.
Back to the actual stuff. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, the room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch a subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital, you ask? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel so uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward fashion, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So, I idly observed the scar that those surgeries left on my chest slowly changed appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows there is at least some shred of hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, though it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I wanted to go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a little addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands, but I love the stories.
I feel naked without clothes on.
Well, yeah, me too. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. Kind of like rotten jello. A week could go by without me in the best way possible. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization and didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start feeling sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest becomes so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that only happened rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this was some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside as if to make a point of the importance of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment.
Hello, Esau. How are you feeling today?
I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him.
I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription.
The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly.
So many. Okay, my enthusiasm dropped there.
I'm doing all great, and just you ruined it. I take it from his hand and take a look for myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Mistake. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindictions, and dosages all listed line after line with cold precision. I tried to read them, but it's so futile. Wait, I like one of the side effects is erectile dysfunction.
Oh yeah, over there, bottom right above the speech box is erectile
We know what's erectile dysfunction. You can't lie to us, game.
Oh, over there, like a couple of things above it.
There's like diarrhea, insomnia. Man, his life's gonna suck. And there's supposed to be erectile dysfunction right here in large letters, so we all know it's erectile dysfunction. No, that's just to fit with the rest of it. Don't ruin this for me. It's a good.
Wait, so this means that he's gonna have two things of erectile dysfunction? Damn, it's a miracle this has sex scenes.
Yeah, really. Anyway, I can't understand any of it. Attention only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day.
I'm afraid this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years.
Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if you hadn't said anything at all.
Now I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you didn't return to your old school.
Dun dun dun.
And with that, that's where we're going to end the episode. That is the perfect cliffhanger.
Last time, so
yeah, it's the perfect cliffhanger. And check it out, we even got it in slightly better time because we had it made to 900 seconds last time.
And
so this is better.
Less illiterate, so you know.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna change things up next episode. Try to be more vocal with our opinions. It's just we really wanted to get to this point.
Yeah, we were trying because we have to make dinner and whatnot because we're kind of hungry.
All right then, we will talk to you beautiful folks later.
Yep. Next episode, people. Gungnir and Merric signing out.